of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queens.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of misconduct.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? skin. God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Famous Fun.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get black into it. All right, Tangi is here. On Purpose is here. All right, Pearly. Skeletor fan, Biblin is here, Nessie X, Mary Searcy, G from the land, all hell no. All right, Charlene, let's get into it. Cherokee descended Dale. Okay, Laverne, Priscilla. All right, Donna, I see you. Ty Ingram is here. Exquisite Film is in the house. All right, Sandra is here. Shout out to everyone in chat. Hey, Pretty Wings. All right, Danny Joe is here. Miss Peaches. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get this party started, okay? Let's get this party started. I see you, Claudette. Terry Lee King. All right, beloved. I love you right black. Okay, so hey, Dragon Lily. So first things first. Let's talk about this woman who was very upset because she says that a daycare worker had an inappropriate relationship with her 10-year-old. I find this all nefarious. I find this all nefarious. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Says the mother was outraged. Mother outraged, says daycare worker had inappropriate relationship with her 10-year-old son. Now, this happened in Clayton County, Georgia. Okay, a daycare worker was terminated, and the mother is outraged after she says the worker had an inappropriate relationship with her son. Clayton County Police and Department of Family and Children's Services are investigating. So Grace Shoyelu thought something was off with a new worker at the Youth Life Center on Valley Hill Road. But when she plugged in her son's phone, she said she says this daycare worker's face was the screensaver on a 10-year-old's phone. And it was a picture that she had taken of herself. She checked her son's phone and discovered messages that may have gone on for weeks. First of all, what is a grown person doing talking to a 10-year-old? Hold on, let me just pull up the clip. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Or maybe I'm just going to show this thing right here. Hold on. Let me see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Let's get the likes up, beloveds. Likes up, like and share. Thank you in advance. This is all crazy. What is wrong with people? A 10-year-old?
Yeah, Wendy, she's had some concerns after a couple of instances at the place where her son attends this after-school program. But she went to plug in his phone to charge it, and that's when she discovered what was going on between her 10-year-old and a worker here at this daycare, the Youth Life Center, that had more than crossed the line. And she's uncovered that relationship that had been brewing for likely weeks.
They hugged for a lengthy period of time.
Grace Shoyelu thought something was off with a newer worker here at Youth Life Center on Valley Hill Road, but when she plugged in her son's phone,
her face was his screensaver on the phone, and it was a picture that she had taken of herself.
And she started digging.
I went through his text messages because that was the first thing that I thought. And her name was saved in his phone as Mommy. And it's a bunch of I love yous and what are you wearing?
She shared pictures of much of the concerning conversation between her son and the 24-year-old worker, and pictures like this one.
That's not a picture that you send to a 10-year-old. That's a picture that you send to your man.
She said the worker bought her son clothes, shoes, and even a gold chain. And Grace said when investigators came to her apartment, a Department of Family and Children's Services worker got her 10-year-old to reveal more.
He did say that this incident where she was rubbing his leg happened on the way back from the field trip.
We aren't using the worker's name or face because she is yet to be charged, and that's why Grace is outraged.
Had it been a situation where it was a little girl and a grown man, they would have locked him up on the spot with no questions until he was proven innocent.
I reached out to Youth Life Center, who sent a statement saying, upon learning of these allegations, we took immediate action by notifying the appropriate authorities, going on to say we have terminated the employee for violations of standard operating procedures. Grace won't rest until that worker is charged.
Channel 2's Candace McCowan back out live with us from Clayton County. So, Candace, where does this case stand now?
Wendy, we reached out multiple times to Clayton County Police, and we have not heard back. We did hear back from DFACS, who says that they are looking into this case, but couldn't say much else because of privacy reasons. That mother says that her 10-year-old is just confused right now. Wendy?
And we can all understand why. This is all just very inappropriate, and I know you'll be following this one for us, Candace. Thank you.
Okay, so what do you all make of it? I have questions. Why would she be doing that? And then sending him that picture with that little skirt on? And why hasn't she been arrested and charged? Easy says Clayton County got some degenerates. I mean, what is going on here? Now, first of all, I just reported to you all last year sometime, a few months ago, about the woman who got pregnant by a 12-year-old. What is wrong with these sick people? Probably doesn't reach the threshold, says on purpose. Priscilla says sick and sad. It is. Laverne says street justice for her. Wavy though said double standards for these women and men. Yes, it is. Like they literally seem like they don't take this serious. Now, I guess they're going on the fact that the little boy said that she rubbed his leg, but didn't say anything other than that. But it's still inappropriate. She had no business. And why is she sitting there telling this child she loves him? Why is he calling her mommy? Why is she sending him pictures of her? Why is she texting him? Then she tried to bribe the mother with gifts. Honey, this is all crazy. Honey, it couldn't be me. Couldn't be me, because if that had been my son, honey, I'd have been the one in jail. Please pay attention. This is all crazy. Timber Dan said deplorable. It absolutely is. Some people are just a hot mess. But anyway, I digress. Now let's talk about it, because this story is so crazy. You cannot make this stuff up. Okay? You cannot make this stuff up. So this woman, hold on, let me pull this up. This is just real crazy. Let me make sure I have the video footage for this. Please don't tell me I didn't upload the video. Hold on. Because did you all hear about the woman who took this dead man, who'd been dead for hours, mind you, to the bank? Took this man to the bank and tried to get him to sign for a loan. Hold on, beloveds. Let me just make sure. This is all so crazy. Hold on, you guys. I forgot to upload the video, but I do have it saved somewhere, so I'm going to show you all this. This is all ridiculous, okay? I need you all to pay attention. Dorada said she read that story yesterday. What is wrong with people? So let's talk about it, because here's what happened, according to reports. New footage shows woman who used dead uncle to sign bank loan arriving by taxi with driver helping move the body. So the Brazilian woman who took her dead uncle into the bank to sign a loan in her name arrived there by taxi, with video even showing the driver helping her put the corpse. This is all crazy. Remove the corpse from his car. Erica de Souza Vieira Nunez was arrested Tuesday after taking the body of her 68-year-old uncle, Paulo Roberto Braga, into a bank and then moving his hand to sign a key document to get her a $3,400 loan. Newly emerged video now shows Nunez who reportedly told cops that she didn't know her uncle was dead, arrived at the bank by taxi with her motionless uncle in the front passenger seat next to a rideshare driver. This is all crazy. The footage, which has no sound, shows Nunez placing a wheelchair outside the car door and reaching inside to grab her late uncle. The driver then helps her pull him out and into the wheelchair, where the uncle slumps his head tilted to the right. At one point, a man walks by and does a double take. He turns around and appears to speak with Nunez while motioning to Braga, then continues on his way. Nunez then wheels Braga into an elevator before another CCTV camera captures her making her way along a hallway. Another video then taken the day before showed Nunez bringing the visibly alive Braga to an emergency room. Nunez insisted she did not know her relative was dead when she took him into the bank to sign the documents that would have allowed her to take the $3,400 loan. The autopsy found that he died between 11:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. local time Tuesday, with the cause of death being determined as respiratory aspiration of stomach contents and heart failure. Now, Police Chief Fabio Luis said the way the man's blood had pooled within his vessels suggested Braga did not die seated, but rather lying down. Oh, crazy. What was she thinking? You cannot make this up. Some people are just ridiculous and stupid. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this foolishness. Tell everyone, please like and share. This is all nefarious. I absolutely cannot. Nancy G said she has to have been on drugs. This is more than crazy. No, I think she was just clearly desperate. Ray said, Queen, she could have done the burial policy and got that. Dang. Here's the thing. They said the reason the bank teller got suspicious is because the man's head kept falling back. Now she's sitting there taking his hand, trying to get him to sign. This is all crazy. Who does this? And this man had been dead for hours. Rigor mortis hadn't set in. I have so many questions. T-Comp said, how did she expect to get away with that? Even if he was just impaired, that had to be illegal. I don't know, beloved. It's all crazy, okay? This is just what people do these days. What is going on? But so anyway, let's talk about this woman who smothered her baby. She admitted to it when she was high, and the judge found her not guilty. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Mom who admitted smothering toddler while high on meth walks free thanks to controversial judge. Now, an Indianapolis mother who admitted to fatally smothering her baby while high on meth became overwhelmed and hid her face in her hands when a controversial judge allowed her to walk free. Darcia Lacey, age 32, was found not guilty of neglect of a dependent, resulting in the 2022 death of her daughter, Alana, by Judge Mark Stoner, who is already facing calls to resign after giving a mental after giving a mentally ill man who fatally shot a police officer a sentence of time served. Honey, he just opened up the doors of Attica and let everybody out. Sounds like it. Now the mom was cleared, even though the judge told her it was a case that happens when you're a bad parent. So he said she was a bad parent, but still let her go. That's interesting. Now, it's saying that there are some things you can never do. You can never have sole possession of your children and go out and use drugs. He says, you're not innocent, but you're not guilty of what the state has charged you with. Lacey, who faced up to 40 years in prison if convicted, dropped her head as Stoner told her that he found her not guilty in the bench trial. The mom, wearing a bright yellow prison suit, pursed her lips and squeezed her eyes shut as if to stop tears before she placed her head in her hands. Stoner noted that there was no evidence to prove the charge Lacey was facing, neglect of a dependent resulting in death. Not everything that's a mistake or everything that is wrong is criminal, the judge said. Something has to be done with criminal intent, criminal responsibility, and that's what the defendant is charged with. When the state chooses to charge an individual, they must prove they did something with criminal intent. Poor parenting, by definition, is not criminal. Let me tell you all something. This judge has a good point. And let me tell you something. This judge has a good point. It sounds like they want to get rid of him because he is doing law the way it should be done. You see, there's different elements to a crime that have to be proven. But when it's people who look like me, very often they don't care about any of that. Now, they'll do these things when it's one of them. But if it's someone who looks like me, they don't care. You know, whether or not there was mens rea involved, which means a guilty mind, which means you had intentions of doing something dirty or taking the person out. They don't care about that. Skeletor said, I disagree. On Purpose said she couldn't believe it. Okay. Intentional versus unintentional, says On Purpose. Timber Dan said the judge is correct. Ty said true in both counts. I agree. I absolutely agree. Okay. She didn't try to do it. Of course, she shouldn't have been on drugs, but nonetheless, the law is the law. Now, there was no sign of neglect of an independent like broken bones or other injuries that would signify long-time abuse. There was none of that. The pathologist was also unable to provide a cause or manner of death of the baby. It is important to understand that the prosecutor chooses the charges. It's the prosecutor that's elected. The prosecutor has a screening division to make decisions as to what should be charged, according to the judge. Now, court records show that Lacey gave police a lengthy confession detailing through tears how she smothered her daughter because she was high on meth and wanted her to stop crying so she could get some sleep. Wait a minute, what? Now I gotta disagree. Now, I didn't know all this. I thought she rolled over on the baby while she was asleep high on meth. Now, she smothered this child. Hold on. Now I gotta rethink this. Thank you, Lindell, beloved, for your super chat donation. Peace and blessings to you. Now I gotta rethink this. Hold on. So she did this on purpose. This is absolutely egregious. Thank you, Linda, for your super chat donation, beloved. Peace and blessings to you. Okay, that's intentional, says Sharon. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Let's roll back the tape. That's absolutely intentional. That was something that you did. That was criminal. You had all intents and purposes to do that. And simply because you were tired because the baby was crying? No, I'm sorry. Jail time should have been given. Now I have to backtrack on that. I got to backpedal, okay? Because I didn't know that she purposely smothered this child. I thought that she may have rolled over while she was asleep and the weight of her body, because you know when you're asleep, that's dead weight. I thought maybe the weight of her body smothered the baby, but you mean to tell me? Because she could not get any sleep? That's what she did? They say during the trial, investigators learned that Lacey's other daughter, who was 3 at the time of Alana's death, witnessed her mother taking a pillow and smothering the baby. Toxicology reports showed that she had meth in Lacey's system the day the baby died. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a no for me. She needs to be in prison, honey. I'm sorry. No. I don't agree with this. Is this judge crazy? Now I see why they want him off the bench. Please pay attention. Hold on. I'm going to show you all this lady's face. She's a whole thug as far as I'm concerned now. It's all crazy. That's her. That's the culprit. Yeah, I'm sorry, but she should have gotten prison for that. She definitely should have gotten prison for that. Okay, Lamar said, so sad. It is sad. I thought it was an accident. Lady, this is what you did? Nope, it's a no for me. She needs to be in prison. She needs to be in prison. Now let's talk about this former black cop who was beaten. And I reported on this story back in 2020. It actually happened around 2017 when there was protests, but I reported an update on that 2020. And so now here we are, because the officer that this happened to, who was brutally beaten by other officers, even though he was an officer, but he was the wrong color officer because he was my complexion. So they beat the crap out of him at a protest for no good reason other than the fact that they wanted to beat on protesters. Okay? That's why you'll never catch me at one. And second of all, because they don't even stop anything. How are you protesting for police brutality while you're getting brutalized by the police? Can anyone tell me how that makes sense? Protesting has never worked as far as I'm concerned. Quite frankly, it's a waste of time. You're just going to get yourself locked up or beaten up or even worse. But so here's the thing. This officer was undercover, so he wasn't in uniform. A former police officer who was beaten by his colleagues while he was working undercover during a protest in 2017 was just awarded $23.5 million by a judge. This comes more than 3 years after the city of St. Louis awarded Luther Hall $5 million in a separate settlement over the incident. I think that's what I reported on. Now, previously, Hall, a black man, was beaten by 3 white colleagues with the St. Louis Police Department during a protest September the 17th of 2017 after a jury acquitted former St. Louis officer Jason Stockley of the murder charges he faced in the fatal shooting of a black man, Anthony Lamar Smith, in 2011. So that's why they were protesting. Now, he was walking back to police headquarters when the group of uniformed officers stopped him, told him to get on the ground, and then started beating him like he hadn't done anything. This is just what they did. Hall claimed he was beaten like Rodney King, a black man who was jumped by a group of Los Angeles Police Department officers in 1991 after a high-speed chase. Hall was kicked in his face, which injured his jaw and left him unable to eat for a time. He also suffered a tailbone injury and had to undergo surgery to repair herniated disc in his neck and back. This is going to be painful forever. Okay, that's going to always cause him pains and suffering. He also developed gallstone complications which required multiple surgeries. Yeah, I'd want to be paid back in blood, but let me continue. He sued the colleagues involved in the assault, Randy Hayes, Dustin Boone, and Christopher Myers, alleging they beat him because they thought he was a protester and tried to cover it up. So because you thought he was a protester, they thought it was all good just to beat him for no reason, without any cause? They weren't trying to defend themselves or anyone else. They just started beating this man. And they wonder why people don't like the police. But let me continue. So goes on to say this week's award is the result of a default judgment granted against Hayes when he failed to answer the suit. Hall's claims against Boone and Myers are still being litigated. Now, St. Louis Circuit Judge Joseph White awarded Hall $10 million in punitive damages, $11 million for past and future physical and emotional pain, and roughly $2 million for lost wages on April the 15th. Now, St. Louis Public Radio reported this information. Another $600,000 was given to Hall for lost, delayed retirement, insurance benefits, and past and future medical expenses. I'd be suing those cops as well. I'd be going for their pensions and everything. I'm sorry, they'd have to pay the piper. Now, Luther is grateful that Judge White took his brutal assault by fellow officers and its life-changing consequences more seriously than the city of St. Louis and the St. Louis Police Department did. Hall's attorney, Lynette Petruska, said this. Now, Hayes, Boone, Myers, and 2 other officers were all criminally charged in connection on the attack. Hayes was sentenced to 4 years and 4 months in prison after pleading guilty in 2019 to using excessive force against Hall. Boone had to serve 1 year and 1 day in federal prison after being convicted in 2021 of a civil rights violation. Myers pleaded guilty in 2022 to another civil rights violation for destroying Hall's cell phone to conceal evidence in the attack. He received 1 year of probation. He should have gotten prison time too. The other two officers charged in the case were Bailey Coletta and Stephen Corte. Coletta pleaded guilty in 2021 to lying to a federal grand jury about what she saw during the attack and was sentenced to 3 years probation. Should have gotten prison time too for lying. Corte was acquitted that same year after being accused of a civil rights violation and lying to the FBI. So they lied to the FBI and got acquitted. Yeah, prison time for all of them is what they should have gotten, as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to go to the video of this officer or former officer, what he had to say about all of this. This is all crazy. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
But he chokes back tears as he remembers the day everything changed.
Is it something you think about every day?
Yeah, I do. For the longest, I had trouble just sort of driving past there.
It was September 2017. People were protesting the acquittal of another officer, Jason Stockley, who'd been accused of murder. Hall was assigned to work undercover. This is his video. In plain clothes, he walked among the crowd, documenting property damage, live streaming back to command staff at headquarters, or so he thought.
So it was a protection for us. If we got into a situation where it got a little squirrely, we could at least let the department know where we were at that time. But we found out that no one was monitoring our live streams at all.
In the video, you can see Hall walks and eventually runs alongside protesters until the video only partially captured what happened next. Uniformed officers in riot gear surrounded him, told him to get on the ground.
And as I started to go to the ground, someone picked me up and slammed me into the ground a couple of times, and then I just started feeling, you could feel like just people punching and kicking and striking me as I was laying on the ground.
They didn't know he was one of them. He says it was soon clear they just wanted to pummel protesters.
I could have been anybody, but being black definitely didn't help.
Hall was hurt badly, bleeding and in pain.
The hole was big enough that the medic for the highway patrol was actually able to put his pinky through the hole in my face.
But
that was absolutely egregious. Absolutely egregious. So, you know, this is what they do. And there's been several incidents that I've reported on where these cops have done these things to cops who were black. And then one of them said, well, he should have just told me he was a cop. Why does he need to tell you that? He's a human being. He's a human being. He shouldn't have to tell you he's a cop for you not to assault him for no good reason. These people are so sick. Okay? These people are sick. And if you haven't read the book, The Iceman Inheritance, please do. It'll tell you a whole lot. It'll tell you a whole lot about why some people act the way they do. Please pay attention. I find it all nefarious. With that all being said, I'm glad he got his money, $23.5 million. Yeah, well deserved. Well deserved. And I wonder what they're doing now once they have gotten out of prison. Okay, because the one that got the most time got 4 years, so they should all be out by now. Wonder what they're up to. Certainly not being cops. Certainly not being cops. Okay, Laverne said the lies they hide is the lies they hide behind is beyond me. Yes. Okay. Oh, so crazy. Sanchez says, "Oh well, black cop. Now you possibly understand what average black citizens feel like." That's true too. That's true too. Good points. Okay. So with that all being said, let's talk about 50. Okay. So 50 opened up his studio down there in Shreveport, Louisiana. He'd been talking about it for a while. And so now the mayor has given him a key to the city. Okay. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. I'm going to go ahead and share this video real quick.
Wow, what a crowd. It's a great day for Shreveport, isn't it? It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to this wonderful announcement and ceremony. I want to first thank some of the people before I bring the chairman of the council and the council members up here. I want to introduce to you some of the group that's here. We have all the members of the Shreveport City Council, and they'll be addressing you shortly, so I'll let them get introduced. We have Caddo Parish Commissioners, the President, John Paul Young, Vice President, Stormy Gage Watt, Chris Crackman, Victor Young, Greg Young, Roy Burrell, Stefan Jones, Grace Ann Blake, John Atkins, Ronald Pan. There's some out there I see. We want to thank the Greater Shreveport Chamber of Commerce.
Roads and our streets are safe as possible. You have that opportunity to vote for this bond proposal on Saturday and next Saturday. So make sure you do that, because we want all roads to lead to Shreveport. 50 Cent, welcome home. Next, I want to invite up the Honorable Councilman Brooks, who's over this downtown district. Councilman Brooks.
Thank y'all. It's tough to follow that. As a representative of downtown Shreveport, District B, I would like to personally welcome you to the city. I'd like to thank this administration, Mayor Arsenault, the city attorney's office, particularly City Attorney Marcus Edwards, and Curtis Jackson's attorneys. A lot of work goes behind this to make this happen. The city council voted 7-0 unanimously for this move, and we are all 100% behind G Unit. Thank y'all.
Now we'll go in the order of district. Honorable Councilwoman Taylor.
I do love you, baby. I love you. 50 Cent loves you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for showing up here. This is a great opportunity for Shreveport. Shreveport is definitely on the map for entertainment, and we're going to be the entertainment district that we can all be proud of, the entertainment hub of the Arklatex. Thanks to efforts made by 50 Cent, this administration. I welcome you, 50 Cent. You are home, and therefore, we're on a first-name basis.
The Honorable Councilman Butcher, District D.
Man, I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen this many people in downtown Shreveport, not even at the Revel. So this is awesome. I mean, you look over there on top of the SWEPCO building, you got people on top of the building looking at this. This is awesome. So I just want to tell everybody what a labor of love this was for the city council. All of 50 Cent's people were involved as well, the city attorney's office. This is something that we wanted to bring to Shreveport. And I'm going to go a step further and say we're going to make Shreveport the next entertainment capital of the South. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention one thing that Councilman Jackson mentioned. We have to support our bond issue coming up. We have to. We have to make sure that we're bringing in industries, we're bringing in entertainment. We want people to be proud of Shreveport, and that's one way we can do it. So welcome home, 50. I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much.
Next, we have up our Vice Chair of City Councilman, the Honorable Councilman Green.
Thank you very much. Would you just do this for me? Would you just at the count of 3 say, each one reach one, 1, 2, 3? No, that's a little dry. Come on, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Certainly, I'm thankful to be here. This is a great day in Shreveport. By the way, I represent the best district in Shreveport, District F, and it's just a pleasure to be here. And welcome home, 50 Cent, and God bless you, and thank Arville, and thank Triggerman, and thank this council. Let's give this mayor a great big hand for taking a big move and a big step. God bless you, and God bless America.
And last but definitely not least, the Honorable Bowman for District G.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. District G, I want to say thank you for my constituents. My sentiments are the same as the previous council members. We need this bond for a robust infrastructure. 50 will need that to do what he needs to do. Yes. All roads lead to Shreveport.
I've been using Epidemic Sound as my
Okay, they were so excited. Weren't they excited? What do y'all have to say about it, honey? 50 was so glad to hear. They act like 50 was coming to save them, honey. Please pay attention. Did y'all see that? Somebody said that one guy didn't even say he never heard of 50. This is all nefarious. Okay? I find it all so interesting. I mean, they were more than excited. Skeletor said, is he a pimp? Just another woman said, does he have a woman? Just curious with that jacket. What's wrong with that man's jacket? Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Jamal says, we had a room just like that jacket in a building on base. Not a room just like the jacket. Y'all are so nefarious. Bithia said, your chat queen. I know, right? Denise said, did he say trigger man? Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said, beloved. I was laughing at that too. Okay, Melanie said, say what? Free school and dumb people. Only time they think they are smarter than a fifth grader. I'll be darned. Y'all, there's something else. So anyway, let's talk about this 8-year-old who got caught driving. Okay? Please pay attention. Let me just pull this up. I find it all so nefarious. 8-year-old driving. First of all, where are you going? That's the question. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to see if I can find the video of it. Mom was unconscious in backseat and 8-year-old drove her and toddler home. This is all crazy. Some of these kids are just too smart for their own good. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on, this is in the video. Okay, so let's just talk about it. I'll find the video in a second. Now, Illinois judge shows mercy on mother who instructed her 8-year-old to drive while she was passed out in the back seat with unbuckled toddler. Okay, the attorney blames it on stress. And so the Illinois mother is on house arrest after her child was caught in the driver's seat while she was unconscious. Latoya Mays Gale, age 28, was charged with 2 felony counts of endangering the welfare of a child in connection with a traffic stop in St. Louis earlier this week that resulted in her being taken into custody. It happened at about 4 a.m. Monday morning. St. Louis police alleged that Mays Gale of East St. Louis was driving with her children, ages 3 and 8, when she instructed the oldest to take over, per the report. While cruising in downtown St. Louis, the child started driving in the wrong direction. Here's my thing. If she was having a mental health issue or she was feeling sick or whatever, why didn't she just simply pull over and park somewhere and then call someone perhaps? KSDK reported that a security guard initially spotted and stopped the boy behind the wheel and then notified the police. Officers discovered Mays Gale passed out and her other child in the back seat without a car seat. Now, defendant couldn't drive the motor vehicle and instructed the 8-year-old to drive the motor vehicle for her. Defendant was in the rear of the motor vehicle unconscious. This is what the police says in the report. Victim 2 was 3 years old, 3 years of age, and was unsecured in the back seat. Mays Gale was accused of allowing her son to drive because she was under the influence and tired. So she's in her under the influence. She was taken to a local hospital and booked into jail. There were no reports of any injuries. So on Tuesday, a judge approved her release on bond against the objection of prosecutors with a condition that she will stay at home. Mays Gale, a home health aide who works for an elderly grandparent, is also reportedly barred from reaching out to her children, driving, and having drugs or guns. In court, her attorney argued that mental health and stress played a role in this case. Although officials said substance abuse contributed to the incident, per the report, her children are under the care of their father. Now, in 2022, a 7-year-old boy left his parents scared to death after he crashed his parents' SUV while on his way to get a slushie from a convenience store. Dashcam footage shows the child driving the wrong way in traffic before colliding with a Jeep. This is all crazy. So what do you all have to say about this? Because I find it all. What is wrong with people? Why would she have this child driving? And why was she driving under the influence? And why wasn't the younger child not even in a car seat and strapped in? Father best take full custody, says Skeletor. Exactly. No, Terry Lee King, they're not. They look like me. Okay? This woman looks like me. Pay attention. Hold on. Let's go to this previous one where the child actually crashed. Timber Dan said, Queen, them folks were flabbergasted. I bet they were. Okay, thanks for your super chat donation, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. So I'm going to go to the footage of the one that happened previously when the child collided with an SUV. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. This is all crazy.
Talking. An SUV driving the wrong way into oncoming traffic. But here's the real shocker. The age of the driver, just 7 years old. And tonight he's telling our Luke Jones about the first time behind the wheel.
I was definitely scared half to death.
Scared to death because Thursday, Ryan Wittenbach woke up to the news his 7-year-old son, Daniel, had taken off in the family's SUV. His parents keep the keys hanging high on a wall, but their son was able to get them anyway.
My wife and I are not bad parents. It could happen to anyone.
At around 8:30, in-car cameras show Daniel strapping on his seatbelt, and then he's off to a pretty rocky start.
He almost hit another work vehicle. It was a boy, a child.
You can see him driving the wrong way down this grassy shoulder on Roosevelt Boulevard, then into oncoming traffic. Cars swerve to avoid him.
It's definitely heart-wrenching to actually watch.
After Daniel hits a median, a man comes running towards him and tries smashing open the window.
The gentleman had taken his shirt off, wrapped it around his arm, and was sitting there banging it, trying to get it open.
You can hear young Daniel's response.
Stop! It's my mom's car!
He didn't understand that people were trying to help him and trying to stop the vehicle.
Another man tries to block the car with his body, but it's got too much momentum.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay.
And hits this Jeep head on.
I saw him full on wham, hit his head on the steering wheel.
But now, Daniel is clarifying.
Where was the seat?
His head hit the seat. As for why he tried driving in the first place,
his only response was, I just wanted a slushie from Speedway.
A sweet treat, worth nowhere near the price young Daniel could have paid.
I'm just thankful that he's alive.
In Middletown, Luke Jones, Local 12 News.
These kids are bad as HE double hockey sticks, okay? I'm sorry. What? This is all crazy. All hell no said bad arse kids. Jamal said boondocks. I'm sorry, but these new kids are something else, okay? Who was doing that when I was a kid? Nobody. Nobody. Leon said big difference. Exactly. What is wrong with them? First of all, how do they even know how to start the car? How do they know the gas from the brakes? And how do they know the route to get to the store or wherever they think they're going? This is all crazy. Don't you all know that I saw a video a couple of days ago of a little 2-year-old, who left the house in the middle of the night. It's about 2 in the morning and had on some big old shoes. They weren't hers. They were like, they looked like they were the mother or father shoes. Okay. Walk into the store, I think. And then what about the 2 kids? I think the driver was 5 and had the other child in the car with him, and they drove to a convenience store. I mean, they literally drove right to the store and pulled up. This is all crazy. Said they wanted to get candy. I'm telling you all, these kids are too smart. Y'all better start locking your doors, putting a deadbolt on it, having an alarm system and turning it on. That's the way you have to do these days. These kids know too much. Okay, thank God that little boy didn't get hurt and that nobody else got hurt. This is all crazy. My brother, sister, and cousins would teach me in parking lots when I was younger. This is all crazy. Okay. Pencilo said, not pulled up, Queen. You couldn't have paid me to try such, okay? Buckhorse DC said, I got my butt whipped. Mama, granny, father, and stepfather. This is real crazy. Ride your bikes to the store. Right. They don't even think about riding their bikes, putting on skates. They're going straight for the car keys. I want you all to pay attention. And then some of these children will open up the doors and then just walk right out. Now, some people will say that it's the parents' fault, that they're bad parents. Once in the chat, if you think that when these children go out here and grab the keys and take off, or they wander outside while the parents are asleep, whatever, do you think this is bad parenting? Once in the chat, if you think that this is bad parenting. Once in the chat. So y'all think it's bad parenting? I don't know if I think it's bad parenting. I don't think it's bad parenting. I think it can happen to anybody. If you got a smart arse kid that's just mischievous. Christopher said depends on the situation. Yeah, most of the time when these things happen, I don't think it's bad parenting. I think some of these kids are just too darn smart for their own good. Okay, I remember years ago, my ex, his sister had a 3-year-old. I think she was 3 at the time, Kaya. She got out of the house, put on her shoes. She had on her house coat because it was nighttime, of course. She had on her house coat, put on her shoes, and walked out the front door while her mother was in the house asleep. Went wandering through the complex. Someone saw her and called the police. When the police came and picked her up, put her in the car with them, they asked her, where do you live? What building do you live in? Well, she knew where she lived, and so she told him. He said, what's your mother's name? And she told him the mother's name. She said, Shonda. So they drive to the building where her mom lives, knock on the door and say, excuse me, ma'am, do you have a daughter named Kayla? She says, yes. The officer says, where's she at? Says, she's in the bed asleep. He said, no, she's in my car. Okay. So I'm just saying, she was definitely not a bad mother. These kids are just crafty. But knowing that they're so crafty and that some of them are so smart and clever, they need to make sure that they have parents who have these young children. You need to make sure that you have deadbolts on your doors, have an alarm system and set it so that if somebody opens the door, if the door opens at all, either going in or coming out, that the alarm goes off to wake you up. Okay? You got to do something because these things are smart. These kids are too darn smart. Okay, Jamal says, I have a stepson and he has been a man since 8 and he's been a man and now he's a deacon. What? Ebony says, I have a bad nightmare. My 10-year-old woke me up and told me to be more brave. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, you all, these kids are a mess. Okay, they're definitely not like how children were when I was growing up. I'm sorry. When I was growing up, we knew better. You better not touch those car keys. How dare you think about trying to drive? Okay, if we gotta sneak out and go anywhere late at night, we'd ride our bikes or put on skates, get a skateboard. Okay. With that all being said, everyone please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Now, for those of you who follow, that's right, Leon said it's a new day. It certainly is. Okay? It certainly is. Sophia says these children be paying attention and can be mischievous. Reminds me of my 3-year-old nephew. Yes, they are very mischievous. Absolutely. Okay, so for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye, I'll be live on there at 6:15 today. Okay, we're going to have trivia today, and it may be based off of the previous broadcast from earlier this week, or it may just be random questions. You never know. So please make sure that you tune in and keep a lookout for your notifications. For those of you who have the whose emails I have, I'll send you the links via email. And also, I'm going to be having a panel discussion tomorrow with Lisa Cabrera and Houston and AJ Copeland. Okay, so we're going to talk about that Uber driver who lost her life to the man who claims that he was scammed and that he feared for his life. We're going to be talking about that. Okay, so just another woman said I got to catch up. Okay, beloved. So with that all been said, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I'll talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got